real nitty gritty. Boots on the ground.
Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're joining us from. Thank y'all for being a part of the live stream today. Remember, even though we have a subject, this is your live stream, and it'll end up going off track anyway. But the topic today is I'm not in the matchmaking business. I don't have the hookup. First of all, let me thank the NTZ crew. I see you on here, Jacob Tanjay. I don't know if Michael Beat Your Life's going to be on here. He said he was, but he's here in the Philippines, by the way, and having a good time. He has the hookup. He found him a nice woman. Hey, Ajima's World, thanks for joining us. I appreciate that hookup. He had the hookup the other day. He hooked me up with one of his fellow vloggers from New York City, Brooklyn, New York. We had a good interview. The peso, the dollar's still riding high over here. It's 56.12. It's just unbelievable, really. The highest I'd ever seen it was 53.84. I mean, it's really astonishing, to be honest with you. What's up, Gavin? I see John Luis Martinez. I see this on here. But every day, I get a message from somebody saying, hey, can you hook me up? And then they go on and tell me what it is they're looking for. And I'm going to be honest with you, man. I'm terrible with hookups. And believe it or not, I've been over here on and off over 13 years. I don't know anybody. I was telling Marilyn last night, I said, if my life depended on it, I couldn't hook nobody up because I really don't know anybody. Only the people that she knows. Because when you're over here, you get with a Filipino, you got to have tunnel vision. You don't get to know a whole lot of other women outside that relationship. And you really don't get to know people over here anyway. Robert White, what's up? I heard you got the hook up now through the grapevine. You down in Bacolod City. I heard you got the hook up. But yeah, I really don't know a lot of people. And then it's such a great responsibility to try to hook up two people. And then if it don't work out or something go wrong, you're going to be the one to blame. I tried it a couple of times. And both times it didn't work out. So I said, man, I'm not in the matchmaking business. And, you know, people accuse me of being a pimp over here anyway. Not that I care, but yeah, it's just something that I don't get into. But let me say something. You know, a lot of people have been asking me about this murder. You know, there was a high-profile murder right outside Dumaguete in Valencia, which is where all them Dumaguete disciples live. And an American, according to the newspaper, 55-year-old American killed his 32-year-old Filipino wife, buried in a shallow grave in the yard. And the newspaper speculating says it could be a property dispute or a love triangle, because according to the Philippine Star, the American had a lover. You see, I'm just going by what the newspaper says. I'm not speculating. I'm not even going to really talk about it. I just want to bring it up to make a point that people are outraged over here, and they have every right to be. And this is the kind of stuff that will get an innocent expat in trouble. See, people get to drinking down there in Dumaguete, and then they start thinking about what happened to this young lady, and it could be trouble for an innocent person, man. I don't know what happened. I'm not going to speculate, but that was the point I'm trying to make. Be careful. People are outraged about this. She was 32. She was a nurse. According to her friends and family, she was loving, caring, giving, which describes about 97% of Filipino women. And she had 2 young children by him, age 10 and 7. So they've been together for a while. And it's just something that came across my mind. I just hope that some innocent expat doesn't pay the price for what he did. I'm glad to see a lot of my longtime subscribers still on here, man. What's up, Darren? I just put on every time I see your name, I think about Thailand. I don't even know why, because you live here in the Philippines now. But I just put on my community page, Mr. Lee, the Thai guy, the fly guy, Jeffrey Tatter hooked me up with him. You know, he's the driver, the tour guide, everything. He's with one of my subscribers, actually a friend of mine, Mark Rowland, from up in Manila. He lives in Makati. And he's over there on his visa run for 3 or 4 days, and Mr. Lee hooked him up. They're together. It looks like they're riding 4-wheelers or something. Because Mr. Lee, I'm going to promise you, man, I don't get paid for this or anything. He's a great guy, but he knows everything to do over there. You know, just me, when I got, if I was to go to Thailand like I did, I wouldn't have known anywhere, only what y'all told me, but he really knows the ins and outs, and it kind of made me happy to see that connection. A guy took my suggestion. He hooked up with Mr. Lee, because really Mr. Lee is cheap for all that he does. Hell, just picking you up from that airport is enough, because the airport is like 25 kilometers or something from Bangkok. It's a nice little ride. But yeah, if you're down in Dumaguete, you're an expat, man, really be on the down low, man. Because people are angry all over the Philippines. It's all over the news. I mean, and they have every right to be outraged. Hey, American Mike says, I normally don't watch live streams, but I had to hop in here to tell you not to bother to responding to this raw facts garbage. It's a waste of your time and energy. Hey, thanks, man. I figured that out the minute he started that foolishness. And I really don't buy into it. And, you know, Marilyn read a couple of comments under one of his videos. And I told her, I said, look, don't respond to him. I said, they're just looking for attention. And, you know, grown men, I don't get it. They sit around and they do that kind of stuff. But thanks, American Mike. Hey, Joshua Mason said, Calvin, I know a Filipino here who married a 77-year-old at 23 and left him soon as she got to Kentucky. Wow. Wish you could get someone like her to interview. Well, hell, that's the potential. That's one of the risks that we make when we bring them home. And I made a whole video on that. I'm not discouraging people to bring your Filipino home, because a lot of them work out. You know, they don't run off, but that's a risk that you take, because you don't really know the women. We don't take time enough to get to know them. We just fall in love with their beauty and everything, and they manipulate us because, you know, we fall quick, we fall fast, and we'll sign that visa over in a minute, man. That's something that I really am trying to discourage people from doing. I mean, let them earn it, guys. Let them earn that visa if they ever can. But W Secrets of Success Block said, hey, Cal, your lighting is a little dark. Is it the TV? Well, actually, you're the first one who noticed this. I'm on a friend of mine. He let me use his laptop. He's staying in the guest house. And I just wanted to try it because his laptop has the camera inside. See, my laptop, which is this, I got a Yahweh. I have to put the camera up here is a separate camera. I just wanted to see how it was going to work. I can see myself pretty good, but yeah, I guess it is a little darker. You would notice that, wouldn't you? W Secrets to Success. What's up, Franz? Yeah, Mark, remember me, you and Mark went out to eat. He's in Thailand now with Mr. Lee. They sent me a couple of pictures. I put one of them on. Yeah, Jacob Tanjay said, terrible news. I saw the link. Yeah. I mean, if nothing else shines a bad light on us, that when we do stuff like that, it certainly does. And anytime a foreigner is either murdered or commits murder, it's always on the front page. Hey, thanks, Kano Joe. Yeah, it's a sad story because no one deserves that, because somebody messaged me and said that now this is speculation. I'm not putting this out there. Said that the girlfriend helped him do it or something. I don't know. I'm not going to. Hey, Sam Champion, man, good to see you, man. You must be pretty busy because I haven't been seeing you lately, man. Marilyn always asks about you. He says, Calvin, good morning. Good evening to the Sunshine Shoulders crew. I continue to refer guys to your channel here at Fort Knox. They are so thankful because they're planning to come over to the Philippines. It's a lot of guys showing up. I've got a guy here now he's originally from Trinidad. Actually, it's my third guy from Trinidad who's come to visit me here in St. Carlos City. And by way of Florida. Well, he moved to Brooklyn, New York at first. Now he lives in Florida. Now he's here. He's staying in the guest house. These guys from Trinidad, man, they look young, man. This guy's 71. He got a massage last night. We hooked him up with the masseuse. She told him he looked 45. And he doesn't have one gray hair in his head, in his eyebrows, his mustache. And I asked him, I said, man, what do you do? Are you dyeing your hair? He said, no. And I believe him. Because Sydney's 87. He has very little gray. Yeah, John. Wow. Yeah, Infinite Loop. He could have just walked away. But the news is full of stories like that. Remember that Scott Peterson over in America? I'm like, look, man, if you got an affair, why don't you guys just let the woman go? Give her half your stuff and get the hell out of there. Why are we killing these people? I don't know. Why do we kill these women like that, man? These are innocent women. We kill them. And there's no reason for it. Hey, Stylish over 60 said, Calvin, my Filipino lady is back in the Philippines until July 31st, then heading back to Hong Kong. Okay, so she's on vacation. Are you over here with her? Because that could mean trouble. There's a lot of foreigners over here right now. Remember, it's that first come, first served basis over here. Well, Ken, that's what I'm saying. I'm just going by what the news is saying because I really don't know. He said, so he was definitely the one who killed her. We really don't know. He's a person of interest. They've got him locked up now for that murder. But no, that's why I won't make a video on it. I've seen people making videos, doing live streams, man. I think we as vloggers over here really need to be more responsible when it comes to stuff like that. I won't do it. I just brought it up to make that point that I hope that what happened to this young lady doesn't affect some innocent expat because people over here are outraged. We don't know who did it. We just know that this young mother was murdered and buried in her yard like a piece of damn trash. Filipinos, they don't take too lightly to stuff like that, okay? I'm just warning guys, be careful if you're over that way. Hey, American Mike, he says, what did he say? I'm using this. It's hard to click. He says 180 viewers, only on 52 likes. Click the like button, people. Yeah, thank you. Oh man, this is great. This is a great idea. And I'm certainly going to do this, brother. He said, Calvin, when are you going to get the barbecue on to test that grill? I'm going to actually videotape it, man. We might do it today because Fred sent everything. He sent the charcoal, which you can get charcoal over here, but not the fancy charcoal that we're used to having. They make their own charcoal over here. It works the same way, really. But yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, man. I'm gonna put that on video because it's a real grill, and you don't see those grills often over here. They've got these grills that look almost like a keyboard. Really, what they look like. That's what they remind me of. And it just takes too long. This one has the cover over it, the smoker. You know, you can put it on there, get your fire right, put it on there, shut that smoker, and it'll cook from the inside out. And that's what I like. Because a lot of times over here, see, 50%, believe it or not, 50% of Filipino adults suffer from worms. And that's because a lot of the meat is not done when they cook it on those little grills out there. So be careful, guys. When you come over here, I encourage you to try the food, but tell them to cook it well done. Don't say medium well, because all they're going to hear is medium. I did that at Mile Whining for a steak, right? And I said medium well. All he heard was medium. Yeah, Jeffrey Taylor, thank you, brother, for hooking me up, because this type of subscribers I got, I told you I got the best subscribers on YouTube. Jeffrey Taylor hooked me up with Mr. Lee. He knew how, as much as I travel, man, I don't know why I was so apprehensive about going to Thailand. He said, I got just the guy for you. And he introduced me to Mr. Lee, man. This guy's funny. He knows Thailand backwards and forwards. And he's just a great guy, man. You can trust him. And he's got a nice Fortuner, man. Here, Booby, get out of here. He said, yeah, shout out to Mr. Lee, the Thai guy, the fly guy. Yeah, I gave him that nickname because I'm going back over September, Jeffrey. Hopefully I can take Marilyn with me. We're going to go over there for about a week, maybe 2. Oh, wow. Rag Jam Rock says they were living in the States and they moved back to the Philippines for her to get her nursing degree. And she did. She was a nurse from what I heard. It's just something, man, that it's crazy. Movie, what are you doing? Hey, Ajima's World, thanks for that super chat. He said, good morning, bro. I like the topic. Keep it real. Yeah, people always want me to hook them up like I know so many women over here. And let me make this clear, because you reminded me of something, Ajima. I don't discourage people from going online. I tell them you don't have to go online. And I think people get that mixed up. There's a lot of good women online. I say you don't need to. Hindsight is always 20/20. If you don't believe me, the guy who's here now, right? We went walking this morning, and on the way back, we see my neighbor. So I just stopped her, and I said, hey, do you got any sisters? It's how easy it is. And she said, no, for what? I said, I'm trying to, find him a friend, a girlfriend. You got any single sisters or friends? And you know what she said? She said, me. And started laughing. I said, yeah, you got a husband. He don't want you. I said, do you have any single friends? And she said, me. So it's not hard, man. And when you look at my videos that I did, my interviews with the true girls, which y'all just completely lost y'all mind over these girls. One thing that they show you that I say all the time is the sunny disposition of Filipinos. You see how they're always laughing, smiling, happy. That's how Filipinos are most of the time. It makes them easy to approach. It makes them easy to talk to. they're not walking around like over in America with the weight of the world on their shoulder. You say something to them, hell, they liable to pull out a gun and shoot you. But over here, yeah, you don't need to go on the dating site. But if that's what you want to do, just be cautious, man. Oh, okay. Rory says, Bellamy says it's 76 in Cleveland.
Booby, come here. What's that? Come here. Get in here. Come here.
Yeah, yeah.
Where did you get that? What's that? Where did you get this?
Yeah, they trying to make a peso, yeah. And I just don't get it.
Who give you that? You give this?
Yeah, I get it to her.
Okay.
Just take her out of here, honey. I can't concentrate. Because she's into everything. She's getting stuff all over here. The ghost of Pennsylvania. He says, 23 and 77, that was obviously not going to have a long relationship. She was an absolute gold digger. Yeah, you have to be real careful, guys, if you're 77. I would say, 35, 40, something like that, because it's some beautiful 35, 40-year-old. But, if that's what you like, then hell. I mean, what can I tell you? I can't tell you nothing. But I think when you've got a big age gap like that, because, see, Filipinos aren't from outer space. They want that pressure, man. And if you're 77 and you can't bring the pressure, she's going to leave you anyway. Don't get that all they don't care, and they'll stay in the marriage anyway. No. They want the pressure, guys. If you can't bring the pressure, you're going to suffer the consequences. Because I see it all the time. Hey, Camellia Cookie says, hey, Calvin, watching from Michigan. My husband loves you. Tell him I love him back. Shelby and Wendy Smith. Thank you. W Secrets to Success. I guess he's an IT guy over there in Texas. He said, your laptop has better lighting. Remember, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, bro. Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't break it. But is it that bad, man? I don't see it being that bad. Oh, okay, yeah, he says better. Okay. Well, I remember that, man. I was just trying something different. Yeah, Trinidad, man, they've been over here strong, man. They 3 deep over here. They've got everybody outnumbered that's come over here so far to see me. He said you provided. Wait. He said downtown said you provided a woman to the dude from Trinidad. Huh? No, I didn't. See, this guy must be. Look, watch this downtown guy. I never said that. I was just showing him how easy it was, how approachable Filipinos are. No, I didn't provide no woman for nobody. Don't you see the name of the vlog, dude? I'm not in the matchmaking business. I don't have the hookup, okay? Yeah, it's crazy. Because what they'll do is, see that guy like that? He'll try to get me to say something like that. Then they'll send that off to the immigration and saying, hey, I've got a dating site, an unlicensed dating site. I'm running an unlicensed business. People are stupid. Hey, Yusuf Amal Habibi said, Calvin, my ex-wife really ruined my mood yesterday morning, and my mood lingered all night into the day. Can't wait to get over there. Yeah, well, they're good for that. They know what buttons to push. You know that. So what I did, I took all my buttons off. You ain't going to push none of my buttons, lady, because I don't have any more buttons. But that's what they'll do. J. Tom says, Some don't believe these women have any business having any right to assets they didn't directly earn or create. Gotta wonder why guys with that mindset bother to get married when you don't have to. Yeah, I think whatever the law is in your state or in your country, after a certain, I think from the day you're with her going forward, whatever you earn or y'all earn together, you got to split or something. I don't know the law. I'm not going to practice law without a license, but yeah, you can't marry for nothing. They're going to have access to something. Oh, okay, Sam. He said, Calvin, sorry for being absent for about a month. Went to the Middle East. Wow, Jordan and Kuwait with the job. Was a good trip. Got to touch the holy waters of the Red Sea in Jordan. Had never been there. I went to, when I was in the Navy, we went to Haifa, Israel. And I had a chance to take a tour to, where was Jesus? Where was Jesus from? I forgot where Jesus was from. Was it not Bethlehem? Was he born in Bethlehem? Wherever it was, I had a chance. They was taking a tour, but hell, I said I'd rather get drunk, and so we got drunk instead of going to visit the manger and all of that. Hey, traveling abroad says, "Good morning, Cal. How was Bahal?" Yeah, I love Bahal. I've been there so many times. It's been the first time we went. We actually, believe it or not, and I didn't even know this until I booked the Airbnb. It was the exact dates 3 years ago when we went. And it was the first place that made me fall in love with the Philippines. It's totally different now, though. It's just a lot more modern. They really fixed that strip up, and they still got work to do. But when I went in 2010 with my son's mother, the taxi there was no strip. They stopped you at this at the road, and you had to walk down with your luggage and everything like a hill to the beach. Then you walk around the hotel and you see that white sand and that coral green ocean, man. I can still see it like it was today. And yeah, I love Bahal, Panglao Bahal. Alona Beach, by the way. Selvin Possessor says, seeing so many house bill bids in the Philippines and Thailand, definitely giving me energy for my life after 55. Definitely a great hop off the hamster wheel of death, man. I was watching Danny from Road to the Philippines, and he uploaded his first. Well, I was watching his first video since he came back from the Philippines, and man, he was fired up, man. He was like, I can't wait to get out of this rat race, get off this damn hamster wheel. And he said the earliest he could do it was October 2023. Well, hell, at least you got an out date. A lot of these guys don't have an out date. They talking about decades. But that shouldn't stop you from coming over here, guys, and visiting. That's a fact. Hey, Matthew, thanks for that super chat. He said, hello from Virginia Beach, Calvin. Moving there soon. Thoughts on Bacala? I'm single, so want a bit of a city vibe with restaurants, etc. Well, you certainly got that in Bacala. And then they got the airport, and then the nightlife, and absolutely beautiful women. And see, here's one thing I want to tell you about Bacala. But Bacala, they speak Ilongo. They don't speak, but they speak a little bit of Bisaya. But even though they're on the same island as San Carlos City, they're mostly speaking Ilongo. And see, those Ilongo women, they have a reputation in the Philippines for being sweet. They said even when they're angry, they're sweet. So that's something to look forward to. Yeah, Nazareth. Yeah, I had a chance to take a tour, and I said, nah, I'd rather give me some of this holy liquor. Give me some of this holy bourbon. And that's what we were doing, man. We got drunk, went to the disco, man. They know how to party in Israel. But I'm gonna tell you a story about being in Israel, and it's the first and only time this happened to me. We get off the boat. We want the tune-up, man. If you're in the Navy and you're on a ship, you got to get the tune-up. So we go, and they take us to this part, and you actually have to do your business on the ground. Yeah, right out there in the open. And then, you're doing your business, and I look over, because I'm thinking we're behind some bushes. But I see these eyes looking through there. And she said, "Oh, don't worry about it. That's just for my safety." And I'm like, and I went from this to air like that. And I was like, I can't do anything with an audience. But yeah, she said, yeah, that's for her protection. D202 says, "How does the ice maker work?" I tried it over here in the guest house, and I guess it wasn't powerful enough to work it. So I'm going to bring it over here today. I told Fred, he said, well, maybe something was wrong. He said he'll send another one, but I'm going to try it in the main house first. Then I'll let you know, D. Alpina R says, "Well, damn, Cal, got me one of them Tagalogs." Yeah. But the Longo women, that's what they're known for, being sweet. And see, people talk about, hey, I want a shapely woman. Well, you go to Bacali. They got some brick houses there, man. Go to SM Mall, Ayala Mall, but mainly SM Mall. Man, you're going to see them. Hey, what's up, Franz? He says, what's up, brother Cal? Sydney left. Yeah, Sydney left yesterday. He's probably in Doha. He's probably where he took the same route you did, where you get that layover, 8-hour layover, and then he's flying to Dulles Airport. He's got a 19-hour flight ahead of him straight. So yeah, he left, and man, his girlfriend was sad. John was sad because they had Sydney. John made a video of Sydney on the way to the airport. Sydney singing "My Way" by what's the guy who made that song "My Way"? Frank Sinatra. And Sydney singing "My Way" to his girlfriend. And it's a lot of people getting fights over here in the Philippines because they want to sing "My Way" in the karaoke place. And I heard that some people been shot over that, believe it or not. Hey, Joseph Fox said, "Alona Beach, Bahal, or Camigan Island to retire. I want white sand and snorkeling. Hope to rent a couple of blocks from the beach. Any others which you would pick?" Yeah. Bantayan Island, these little small islands, Siquijor Island, Comodes Island. It's a lot. Malboal, and a lot of these are right here on Cebu. But then you got Surigao in northern Mindanao. I mean, so many, man. But just the ones that I've been to. Oh, absolutely. Alpino, I said, "Shh, I'm gonna have to hit that Bacala then." They got them brick houses. Yeah, they got brick shit houses over here. That Gemini from the True Ladies, she's a brick shit house, man. I'm telling you. You'll be shocked. You'll be like, man, I didn't even know Filipinos was built like that. Yeah, he said the mob way killings. Yeah, Google it. Yeah, it's true, man. But Sidney was saying that he was sad going back. Because he's going back to a quiet house, man. He knows what he's going back to, but Franz is not that far from him. And Franz, he said he was going to hook up with you because he's got I think his ex-wife lives in Brooklyn. I think he's got a son. He's got some kin people there. we bracking. Says, Calvin, what's it like? What's bracking in the Philippines? Man, this is the life over here for me, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's a lot of other places around the world, and people have found their sweet spot. But man, this is mine. And there's a recurring theme of everybody who comes over here to visit me. They say this, man, you wasn't lying. That's what they all say. He said, everything you said is true. Robert White said that. Gregory Williams said that. Oliver said that. Everybody that's come here and visit me, that's what they said. They said, man, you sure wasn't lying. Franz said it. Yeah, I've seen his channel. He says pretty nice, lots of family stuff, showing a lot of everyday fishing village living. Yeah, see, there's going to come a time and place for those type of vlogs. But, you know, most of the guys who are watching, they want to know about the women. They want to know about relationships, about dating, about relocating here. It's just how we are. And that's why I said I'm not a matchmaker. I can point you in the right direction, but I can't hook you up, man, because I don't have the hookup. If my life depended on it, I couldn't find you somebody. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know. I've been in St. Carlos City for 3 years. I don't know 5 women personally that I could introduce somebody to. Maryland knows hundreds, maybe thousands, but me, I don't. Yeah, WC said, Cal, you can't act in front of artists. Yeah, that's right. Hell, I'm the same way. No eyeballs for me. It was the strangest thing, man, because, you know, them Israeli women, fine. I don't know if she was Israeli, Palestinian, whatever it was. And it's hard for me to work off the clock anyway, but hell, we had been out to sea. I'm thinking we're coming off that 73 days, yeah, because when the Marines got bombed over in Beirut, we were in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. We steamed all the way from Brazil right off the coast of Beirut and just bombed the hell out of this place for 73 consecutive days. I don't even know how anything is left over there. And the first duty station we went into was Haifa, Israel. And we're thinking, man, there's nothing to do here. But really, it's a beautiful place. Yeah. But no, I can't. It was strange, man. I saw him. I saw him. He's just on his neck and he's looking. And I'm like, no, man, I can't do this. Hey, Harold Till says, I booked from Atlanta to LAX to take Philippine Airlines to Manila. Yeah, that would be that's a direct flight. And if you're out in San Francisco, LA, you can get some direct flights. He said, Calvin, I'd be mad at you if you hooked me up with a single mother with 8 with stretch marks and C-section scars. Man, listen, I'm going to tell you something, man. Hooking somebody up is just too much pressure, man, too much responsibility. You don't really know the man. You don't really know the woman. I thought I had hooked a guy up with a woman here recently. They just seemed like they would be a good match, but hell, they wasn't. They were like, what the hell is them dogs fighting out there? Yeah, they were like night and day, and it didn't work out. Yeah, it's a non-stop flight, yeah. Stylish over 6 said, Calvin, my Filipino and me have had discussions on buying property in a gated community in Pagasinan. He said, what's your thoughts on that? I've got a personal friend. She's from that area. And her husband, she married an American from my hometown, Louisville, Kentucky. And we became real good friends. It's a nice area. You know, the thing about it is, just make sure you know, before y'all start buying land and stuff like that, make sure you know these women, man. I'm talking about a long time. You really can't know them enough. You know, especially when you go, because we were having a discussion last night, and one of Marilyn's friends, she married a foreigner. I don't know if he was American, German, or what. I can't remember. Right here in San Carlos City, they built a nice house on a nice piece of land. He finds another young woman, right? So he wants to split up and sell the land. The lady says, no, I'm not selling the land. This is for our children. See, so you can get yourself in that type of situation. So be careful, guys. You know, we move too fast over here. Have you met the lady in person yet? Stylish over 60. How well do you know her? Brian said at Sam Champions, it's possible to contact you. Yeah, oil and water, a lot of times that's what it is. A lot of times that's what it is, guys. I can guarantee you very few men, they have to be really, really just so fortunate or so desperate. I don't know which of the ones they are to settle for the first Filipina that they meet. It's just too many cultural differences, man. You got to be really, really, really. Yeah, it's almost like hitting the lottery. You can't get lucky over here, but you can get unlucky. And what I'm saying is, Filipino women are beautiful, man, inside and out, but it may take a while for you to, before you can find one that you can get along with. Now, what was kind of shocking to me when I just stopped my neighbor up the street was how well she spoke English, because if you look at her situation, you would think that maybe she didn't even graduate high school or something. This lady speaks very good English, and I was shocked because she started talking to him like, "Where are you from? What's your name? What's your last name?" and all of that. And I was looking at her, I'm like, I've been living up the street from you since November. I didn't know you could speak like that. Edward Bland says, can you show us inside your guest house since you've done it? Yeah, I'll do it. But I think I've done it on one of my videos, but I don't think I can do it now because I'll lose my signal. I've got Wi-Fi over there, but not on this computer. Curtis Williams says, hey, Calvin, can you have Marilyn do a vlog on some of the single ladies she knows? No. And Marilyn's one of the ones that discourages me from doing that because, see, that's an easy mark for these trolls for me. See, they'll come after me as if I'm trying to, be like a pimp. I got to walk a thin line on certain things. I live here. Now, if I was one of them guys who's doing vlogs in America about the Philippines or something like that, I could take a lot of chances like that. But I don't even really think it's necessary, to be honest with you, man, because if I'm thankful, man. I've got like 39,000 subscribers. You don't know how many men watch those videos? Thousands. You wouldn't be doing the woman any justice for real, and you certainly wouldn't be doing the men any justice because her inbox is going to be so full, and it just, you got to keep honest people honest. I've tried that before, and it gets ugly, man, because they start talking to 2 and 3 and 4 men, tell them all the same thing. I'm single. I would just rather you find somebody on your own. And to put Marilyn in front of the camera, absolutely not, man. Y'all don't realize, man, I've got real haters, man. I've got real, and I don't know, you gotta ask them why, but I got stalkers, man, and they would take something like that, man, and run with it. Yeah, oh, no problem, brother. But I did that to him today to show him how approachable Filipinos are. They're not carrying the weight of the world on their shoulder. Even though they are, a lot of them are, they don't show it. It doesn't translate into a greeting. Where you meet somebody in America, what are you looking at? Don't be speaking to me. They're not going to speak at all. But over here, they got that sunny disposition. They're bubbly. And, you can just talk to them. And then that's an easy pickup line. Really, like, hey, I'm Calvin. That way you can, like, direct it away from her and say, I'm just moved to the Philippines. You have any single friends? And they probably going to do you just like she did. Me. Yes, a recipe for disaster. Robinson said, once a Filipino woman put that tune up on him, it's love at first sight. Yeah, and see, that's what happens, guys. Now, one of the guys, the guy that's with me now, he says he hasn't touched a woman in 8 years, and I was shocked. It's like 8 years. I said, you really need to be careful over here, because once they put that tune up on you, dude, you probably sign over your whole damn life. Be careful. And that's a fact. Because I got him a massage yesterday, and hell, he lost it. He said, that's the first woman touched me in 8 years. And he said, I'm energized. I said, you wait till you get one of these Filipinos get a hold of you. We call it rejuvenated. Yeah, you're going to be rejuvenated, dude. Yusuf said, many times I felt comfortable approaching Filipinos locally here in Canada. Easy to make conversation with them. I still can't do it easy with Canadian women. Me either. It's the same with me, man. I'm as bashful as ever, but I get over here because they're just as bashful. You could just say the simplest thing to a Filipino, ask them directions or something. Just anything to stop them, because I guarantee you, I don't care where you are, you're going to go somewhere and you're going to catch somebody looking at you. And you look away and you look back, they still looking. That's your cue. If you don't take it, I'm sorry. Every time I ride the bus somewhere, I was coming back from Dumaguete, I see this older foreigner guy, man, a beautiful young Filipino, man. I was like, wow, they got on the bus together. They ended up getting off, like, right in between Dumaguete and San Carlos City in the province. But man, was she fine. And I'm pretty sure, because he spoke to me, I'm like, yeah, this guy's got a lively personality. They probably didn't even meet online. Uncle Mo, 1010 said, hey, Calvin, on my way to the airport, so I missed the rest of your live stream. Totally agree. No reason to introduce your subscribers to Filipinos. Boots on the ground is what you advise. Yeah, it doesn't do any good, guys. To be honest, it doesn't do any good. People do that for views. Early on when my channel started, I did the same thing. Because I've got YouTube says I've got 93% male viewers. But if it's any other kind of way I can kind of show you the landscape, so to speak, I will. But those interviews and stuff, they don't work, man. Did y'all see how crazy y'all went over the True Girls? Now, these are nice looking women, man, but they're nothing like what you're going to see when you get over here. If y'all went crazy over them, imagine, you really have to be careful, man, because there's women over here that's like several levels above that. And they're just as approachable. They're just as friendly as they are. And that outside, man, will get you in trouble over here. Gregory Williams says, hey, Cal, I'm catching the live midstream, but I think you should continue with the intro of Filipinos. You have a good judgment. Yeah, maybe with the Filipinos, just the men. Now, see, since Greg said that, see, he's the one that I hooked up. Because if you know Greg, he's mild-mannered, he's a gentleman, man. So I said, well, I had known a young lady that worked at the Save More. I'm not going to say her name or anything. For a couple of years of just going in and out of there. And she was following my channel, and I asked her one day, I said, what, you interested in meeting a foreigner or something? She said, yeah, I wouldn't mind meeting a foreigner. It's just a sweet girl, man, So I said, well, I'm not just going to introduce her to anybody. Because I don't, she's the type of woman that some of us would just, just misuse, okay? That's how sweet, innocent she is. So I hooked them up, and so far so good from what I hear, but they're going through the adjustment phase. It's an adjustment phase, guys. And you're going to have that roving eye over here. That's all I'm saying. Give yourself some time to get used to what you're going to see in front of you. Because you're going to get with a woman, I don't care if somebody hooks you up with her or whatever, and then you're going to get over here, man, and then it's just going to be stream after stream after stream of just beautiful women, approachable women, available women that you could have. And we haven't had that type of, because a lot of guys get on here and say, oh, man, I've had nice-looking women before. You haven't had the type of options you over there as you got over here. You would have to be a celebrity over there to have the options that you have over here. And we're not used to it, man. So we'll end up messing a good thing up. We'll have a good thing, but we see all this over here. That grass looks green or stuff. I'm telling from experience, man. And you end up losing a good one. Matthew, thanks for that super chat. He says, I've been in Colombia and the Philippines, and these women will give you something you did not know existed. Good luck dating in the USA after that. Absolutely. And this is what I've been telling guys for the last 2 years, almost 2 years on my channel, man. This is not the United States. When you come over here and you start dealing with the Filipino, man, she's on a whole other level, anything you're used to dealing with. I'm talking about from day one. It's a real girlfriend experience. It's not something like they talk about in Thailand where you paying for it and all that. When you get off that plane, I had a guy come here. I missed him, though. His name's Michael G. And he will bear witness to what I'm saying, man. He said, Calvin, I got off the plane and I had her meet me at the airport. And he said she looked 10 times better in person than she did online. And he said from day one, and he sent me some pictures. They were here in San Carlos City, but I missed them. And, together like they've been knowing each other for a decade and just met. That's the beauty of this place. It's an experience, man. So, y'all can talk about all these other great cities and stuff like that, but these sophisticated guys that been all around the world, been to these great cities, they come over here and they get stuck. They don't want to leave. And I try my best to describe it, but I can't describe it. I was telling Oliver today, it's just something that I was showing him parts of St. Carlos City today. I said, you see this? I can't describe this on my channel. You just have to experience it. And that's what it is. They get stuck here. I've got a college professor, Eric Terry, from Miami, Florida. Hell, he's talking about it. He's been here almost 3 months. He's talking about extending one last week. Now, he's got to be back to college. Classes start August 15th. He's trying to wait till the last day, man. He's come over here. And this guy, he can go anywhere on the planet. He's been a lot of places. But when he got over here, they had something for his ass. Hey, truth be told, he said, these old men that go for these young Filipino women, your Social Security is being used for the younger guys. Take note, they are keep fit fanatics, always exercising. They are smooth operators. A lot of them are, man. There's a vlog on Facebook. It's a great channel. He says it's called Black History. Black History in the Philippines or something like that. He's a subscriber, man. And he put on there, he's doing an article on, he said, Filipinas can be difficult to deal with. He said, almost like our beautiful black women, he says, because they have to be strong for their people. And they are smooth operators, man. They'll show you one thing, but behind that, man, is something totally different. But to think that I wouldn't compare them to any Western woman, though. But yeah, they're smart, man. They're smart, and they can fool you. They can fool you, man. I promise you. Curtis Williams said, Calvin, F them haters. I've watched you for over a year now. You've given me the courage to make that move and visit the field, man. Thank you. It's so many guys who come over here. As a matter of fact, Franz Fracio Jr., it was his first time ever coming out of the United States. He came here from watching my channel, man. Stayed here for 4 months at the time of his life. He said he felt like crying when he left, but he's coming back. I think he said the end of August or September. And this is a brother, man, that, remember, all the guys that normally come over here, man, they're outstanding that visit me. He's retired at 42. He did his 20 and got out in New York. And imagine, he's 42 years young, and he's retired with a great pension and benefits and everything. And he's talking about living over here, man. See, El Patron says, Patron says, Thai food is better than Filipino food. Thai food's definitely on a whole other level, but I'm going to be honest with you. I've got my favorites over here, too. And we just had a great breakfast. And that's all he was raving about, was how fresh the food was. I've got some favorite Filipino foods. It just depends on who's cooking it. All right. But Thai food is definitely has more variety. It has more of a zest to it. I can attest to that. Now, let's see what he says. He says, yeah, Calvin, I met her and her family, knowing each other for 2.5 years, waiting for her overseas contract to end, plans to marry. Yeah. But, I mean, you know, that's good. But I would still wait a little bit longer, because what's the rush? The land's not going anywhere. She's certainly not going anywhere if she's really into you like you say you are. It's just a big deal over here when you start buying land, especially because you can't own it unless she dies and wills it to you or something like that. I was just telling the story of Marilyn's friend, married a foreigner. He ended up finding a younger woman. They had kids together. He wanted to sell the land that he bought. Now, okay, that he bought. She said, no, it's in my name now. You know, I own it. I'm not selling it. I've got kids. I want to make sure my children have a place to stay. There's nothing he can do. From the D says, yeah, Calvin, where I'm from, you need a 84 is on the whip, fool. I got one, but this peanut don't care because our money go long. Yeah, in the Philippines. Yeah. I don't know what he's saying. You need an 84 is on the whip. Fool, I got one. But peanuts don't care. I don't know what you're saying on there. Yeah, guys, hit the like button. He said he hopes Filipinos legalize weed. Well, yeah, you're going to be waiting a long time for that, brother. I hate to tell you. That's a fact. Hey, thanks for the super chat, Dan Masters Live. He says, I really enjoyed the channel, watching everything. I'll be visiting within the year. No rest till I enter the Sunshine Hall of Fame. When that happens, I'd like James to introduce me. Cheers. That's funny, man. But James is going in. Go on my community page, man. This guy, if he ever makes this Elvis Presley masking tape figure, man, he's gonna be on probably the Tonight Show, man. He's gonna be famous. He won't do it though. He says he don't like Elvis. I said, well, it ain't for you, it's for his fans. Do it for them. Pumpkin Joe Philippine Experience said, Calvin, I told my wife I'm going to get our daughter to count to 20 to compete with Booby. Good job, bro. Hey, I'm going to be honest with you, man. I didn't teach Booby that. Booby is just unbelievable. I don't know where she gets it from. I guess because I was so old when I had her. She's an old soul because Booby can count. Booby can say her ABCs. She does all kind of crazy stuff. And I raised 6 other children. But I've never seen anything like Booby. I ain't gonna lie. She does that song. She'll be 2 next month. You know that A, B, C, D, E, F, G. She can say that all the way through. She probably don't know what she's doing. She done memorized it. But still, it's amazing to me. He said, I'm half black and Filipino from Texas. He said, but Calvin, Brazil's off the chain. Yeah, it is. But you got to do too much fantasizing in Brazil, especially Rio, where you don't have to fantasize here. It's real life here. And that's why I like the Philippines, man. I went to Brazil, man. I had my eyes fall out of my head. I had to put them back in and all that. But that's all it was a show. Over here, hell, I'm part of the damn show. I'm one of the, the main headliners in the damn thing. And that makes a big difference, man. I'm too old to be looking, man. I got to be in on the action. And that's why I like the Philippines, because the women are nice, they're approachable, and then they'll give you a chance. They'll give you a chance. And I don't care what anybody says, if you can be honest with yourself. See, I'm not going to have a woman like Marilyn in America. Even though Marilyn's 40 years old, I'm not going to have that because she's going to think I'm too old. A 40-year-old in America is going to think I'm too old. And I just don't have the games. I don't have the patience for all that anymore. I've got the easy button with me now, and I carry it with me everywhere I go, especially in the Philippines. I just hit that. I want everything easy. See, we've got some bad indoctrination. They'll convince us that a woman that's hard to get is worth having and all that stuff. I don't believe that. No. I don't believe it. Dan Masters Live, thanks for the super chat. He said, Calvin, does Booby have a YouTube channel? Is she in the Hall of Fame yet? Thanks again for all you do. I tell you what, Booby needs to be in the Hall of Fame, but the only thing keeps her out of there is when she starts screaming and hollering, and it drives me crazy. See, I'm old, man. I'm 59. And that's why I tell guys, be careful you having kids at this age. I did a video called Grandfathers. Yeah, I love Booby and everything, but Booby's too much for me, man, sometimes. I can't keep up with her. I don't have the patience, really. And I'm going to tell you, man, it's going to wreck your nerves at times. And see, Marilyn don't understand. I'm saying, well, hell, you're 20 years younger than me. You still got a little bit of nerves left. My nerves are shot. He said I made it a point not to watch that Baloo video. Marilyn just wanted to show me what was inside it. I didn't know that damn thing was that big in there. It looked like something out of the Alien movie, man. I was like, there's no way I touched that because I'm thinking they all look like that now. You couldn't pay me to eat that thing now. It was almost like a little bird in there. It was. Hey, thanks, Dallas over 60. He said, thanks, Cal, for that information. I appreciate you much. Yeah, I appreciate you, man. I'm just saying, slow down, guys. Your Filipina's not going anywhere. Let her earn all that stuff, man. Let her earn that new life. Is what I'm telling you, man. Let her earn that visa and all of that. We move too fast. We don't know the people. It's impossible to know people as much as we think we know them, and then we turn over the keys to our life to these women, man, in just a short matter of time. No, Dan Master's life. He said, I just turned 42 soon. No, that's my only regret, that I didn't come over sooner, that I didn't have some type of plan in place where I could come over here. Franz is 42, man. Okay. He's really like a rock star over here. 6'4", big guy, got money. Yeah. The woman he met got a hold of him and would not let him go, even though, he's trying to juggle things and, he wanted to get out there. But of all the things that I suggested to him, that's the one thing that he screwed up. But now he can bear witness. Don't move in women in with you, man. They're not going anywhere. You can't get rid of them. Hey, Mo, he said, Brother Cal, it's not just the Filipino who has traditional values, but our children as well. When we have children with a Filipino, they will be raised to respect, love, and admire you as a father. Yeah. And that's a great point. And that's been my experience. Especially with my two sons. Booby, she's gonna love me anyway. She's so little, but Gabe is 10, Cooley's 11, and even though I don't see them every day, they're so respectful. I'm their hero, which I should be. All right, Seth's Travel Vlogs. Well, she just got married, guys, so she's off the market for anybody that was even thinking about that. Yeah, Mitch Brewer said, I went too fast here. Never again. Yeah. Slow down, guys. D. Hicks said, Cal, how do Filipinos and kids collect death benefits from foreign husband, boyfriend, like life insurance policy, annuity, or pension when the foreigner dies? That's a good question. That's a good question for a lawyer or an insurance agent over here. But the best thing to do for a Filipina and your kids over here would be what I did and what so many other men do. We build a house, we put money in the bank for them. I don't need an insurance policy over here. I've got one in America, but I don't need one over here. If I were to die today, see, this is already her. She's already rich, according to Filipino standards. She could rent that guest house out, which is probably what she would do if I ever left the scene or something. Or she could sell this. And see, Marilyn's smart enough. If Marilyn sold this, she would build another house and keep the difference and put it in the bank. But that would be the best thing to do, guys. If you want to leave them something, just money or property. Let's see. Let me go up here first. He's got another question. Dan Masters Live says, probably asked this question, but do they have wrestling, boxing, MMA events in the Philippines? Absolutely. I like the ring announce weekend stuff when I come. However, I only speak English. Pre-pandemic, every Friday night, they had, I'm talking about excellent boxing matches at the Waterfront Hotel in Cebu. Every Friday night. My barber told me about it. Now in Manila, you probably can get all of that stuff. Manila and Cebu. Link 1111 says, I agree with you, Cal, as I watch how some situations play out over there. So it's best I rent out a condo and get to know this place and take it slow. Yeah, because you can still live the life you always wanted to live over here, but you don't have to make the commitments that we make. And then we make them so fast, guys. It's just too fast. John Gomez says, hello, Sash, congrats. And I want to send my sincerest condolences out to your wife's family, John. I know she lost her mother. Sam Champion said, Calvin, you're so right. Get to know the Filipino inside and out. Wife and I dated over 3 years before we got hitched. Still going strong now after 5 years. That would be the best advice I could ever give anybody. Most of what I give is suggestions, but I could consider that advice. We move too fast just because the woman is so nice, she's so sweet, she's sexy, she's good looking, she'll do anything for you. Doesn't mean for you to marry her. Maybe she's doing that to get to trap you. You never know. But the longer you hang around people, the more you get to know them. Somebody's going to slip. Somebody's going to slip. Or you go around their friends and family, you're going to learn a lot. But hell, you already gave me the visa, you already got married, it's too late. This guy's coming over here getting married, man, in 2 weeks. It's crazy. The Beach of Life said, late check-in from Cebu. Hey, fam, what's up, man? And see, he can bear witness now to what I'm saying. I don't need to be the matchmaker, do I, Michael? And let me say this one more time. I'm going to continue to say it because people are misinterpreting me. I didn't say don't go online. I'm saying you don't have to go online. So when I say stay offline, that's what I mean. You don't need to. But there's good women online. If that's what you need to do to break the ice or whatever it is, but it's just it's more risk that you take meeting somebody online. It's a lot of risk that you take. But as you can see, there's so many guys who've had great success online. But when you don't know what you're doing and you get online, you don't know what red flags to look for, it can be trouble. But I don't care who you are. You start chatting online more than likely, especially if she's nice looking. You know, you're sharing her online. It's whoever gets here first. Oh, yeah, John, anytime. I mean that, man. I lost my mother, man. I tell you, your whole life changes after that. Jim Crane says at 58, even players with looks and money aren't in demand anymore. Philippines can double my money and triple my woman. Absolutely. Sitting on the bench or hitting a big Shirley isn't in the cards. Yeah, thanks, man. See, that's reality right there, what he's saying. What's up, Dre? What's up, Dre? Okay. Pumpkin Joe Philippine Spirit said, Calvin, my final 13A is on its way to me. Glad to be done with this temporary 13A. Yeah. And see, he's somebody to talk to if you want to if you're married to a Filipina and you want to get that 13A. But see, he didn't have to do the SRV. David says, how do you renew your American passport and driver's license there? Well, you can't renew your driver's license, but you can renew your American passport. You either go to the embassy in Manila or the consulate in Cebu. I just renewed my son's passport. He got it about 2 weeks ago. We went in May. No, we went June the 10th. It took about 3 weeks, and he got his passport back. Oh, okay. Let's see. What's he talking about? He said, A. Patterson said, Calvin, I'm not that I'm a fan of him, but David Bond on YouTube is in the Philippines currently doing his harem quest. Lord help us. What's the harem quest? What's that? What's up, Eric? What is a harem quest, guys? Let's see. Now, see, this is a good question, and I'm going to answer it real quick because people think it's a difference. He said, Calvin, what's your opinion on Christian Filipino, the site where it's spiritually guided to allow men to vet the penile and they take it step by step? Well, honestly, guys, here's what. The same women are on the same sites. Okay. All these sites are trying to make you believe that they're unique and they're different. But any Filipino that's worth her flip-flops is on several dating sites. It increases her chances of meeting somebody. You're not going to, it's no different. The only thing different is the price. And that's a fact. Okay, he's moving. Okay, says making the transition to Phoenix. I've been unpacking and setting up my apartment. So you getting deeper and deeper into the matrix, huh? I hear you, but at least you're in a place where the weather's pretty nice. You already know, since I'll be there in November, no way I'm going to get serious, let alone get married. I was talking to a lady online, but I slowly backed out. I'm taking your advice to be boots on the ground first. I would, especially when you're talking about getting serious, because they want you to commit online. That's the thing that you don't understand. They want a commitment online. That's why they want to meet you at the airport, and that's why they want to give you that girlfriend experience. They want a commitment. So when you meet them, 9 times out of 10, I don't care if it's Tinder, wherever it is, it's going to be hard to get rid of her. She's looking for that commitment. Pumpkin Joe, Philippine Express says more Valencia drama with this foreigner accused of killing his wife up there. Didn't know if I want to go to Valencia for food this morning. If you're not in love, why not just leave? See, it's like you read my mind. I already said that. I said, I hope some innocent foreigner doesn't pay the price for what he's accused of. Because people here are outraged at what he did or what he's accused of doing. We know that the young lady is dead. We know that they did find her buried in a shallow grave in her own yard. I mean, it just makes me mad, man. I don't get it. I say it all the time. Why are we killing these women anyway? I don't get it. Just leave, man. Pack your shit and leave. Now, it's just so many cases like that in America. They just won't leave. It's like, okay, you got another woman, then just take her and go on about your business. But we want our cake and eat it too. And I tell you, AC King says, I like to look online, but that's as far as it goes for me. I have to meet in person for me to get any sense of chemistry with a woman. See, that's what online is good for now. It's an icebreaker because you still have to do everything else that you would do if you met a woman in person anyway. The thing is, you're more likely to meet the wrong person online, and they want a commitment. When you start chatting with these women, man, they're looking for a commitment online, and I don't know anybody in their right mind that wants to do that, but we're not in our right minds. Most of us aren't in our right minds for whatever reason or not. We're lonely, number one, so which leads into a lot of other things, being desperate and We'll tell these women anything they want, and we'll do anything they want just to gain their acceptance. And then once the dust settles, man, you don't have anything in common. You ready, she still may be a nice woman, but it's like, well, you ain't really what I want. Well, good luck. You moved her in, you made this commitment on this 6-month lease. You stuck for 6 months. Sperling Edwards says, I met my love online. I signed up for 1 month, 1 month only, got a notebook out and took a lot of notes. Weeded out the scams and others. Kept a small list of very beautiful women. And it's a good thing. Like I said, they're looking for a commitment. You met her online and you still with her. See what I'm saying? That's the commitment that they want. But why do you have to commit? This is the question I ask guys. Why do you have to make the woman your number one objective? You're going to have a miserable life over here, man. Don't you realize at some point y'all going to start getting used to each other? And be careful. You may end up creating the life over here that you're running from over there. You want a new life. You don't want the same stuff over here that you had over there, the same problems, because it's really not about beauty at the end of the day. But I can say this, because the guy remember I told y'all in my video, the guy says, you only go after, he said, we only go after the poor and uneducated women. Well, a lot of the men who come over here, they're already established. They paid their dues in their home country. Now they can live life on their own terms. They don't need a woman on their level, if you understand what I'm saying. They just want somebody in their life. They just want a companion. I've already did everything I need to do. I've got everything that I need. Now I just want a companion. I want somebody. It doesn't matter if she's got a college degree or not. See? So that's where my woman is smarter than yours. My woman is more beautiful than yours. See, that's that Western thinking, man. It's guys over here with some just absolutely phenomenal women. But on my scale, there may be a 4 or 5. But we bring all that competition over here. I don't care. Your woman don't please me, man. And so I don't care, about what people say. I paid my dues. And I'm going to create the life that I want over here. I don't have to have a trophy wife. She's going to be a trophy wife anyway if I'm 59 and she's 29. Bill Smith, thanks for that super chat. He said, Calvin, I made a mistake and talked to a girl online. Now I'm coming to the Philippines and she wants to meet me at the airport. After listening to you, I fear I made a mistake. Cut it off. I feel bad. No, go ahead and meet her if that's what you're going to do, but you don't have to move her in. Go ahead and meet her. What we do is we buy the whole damn farm, guys. You don't have to do that. Get to know her. I mean, wherever you go, she's going to have to go with you. So you're going to give her a new life and everything like that. You don't have to marry her. You don't have to move her in. But if you come over here and you lay down with her, see, now you opening up a whole different can of worms. If you can just somehow, see, that's the thing about these online things. That's how they trap you. They already know it's a script, guys, that they're going to do. They're going to meet you online, meet you at the airport. I come to the hotel. You're going to start living as a couple. She has nothing really to lose, really. Okay, she's got everything to gain playing that game. Okay. You got everything. You got nothing to gain doing that. Alpina, I said, don't let them meet you at the airport. Don't do it. Find your own way to your hotel. Wait a few days to kick it with her. Look around first. Because once you let her in, she ain't going to want to leave. Yeah. Well, ask Franz that. And he had women just falling all over him, man. You imagine, he's 42. He's retired. They don't see that over here normally. When they see a young guy like that, he's on vacation. He's not retired, and money's no object. He's wearing all this expensive clothes and different things like that. They were swooning over him. But he made the mistake and moved that one girl in, and then he was like, well, hey, he had second thoughts. Not that she wasn't a beautiful woman and nice and everything like that. She was, but he was like, well, I didn't come over here for that. I came over here to kind of, mix it up a little bit. And that's what we do. Yeah, play the game, man. Oh, Mark Galander said the Bermuda Triangle. A lot of seamen have been lost there, they say. Are you talking about the real Bermuda Triangle or the Filipino Triangle? The Filipino Triangle, like that. Belize and Evans said, Calvin, in America, it's hard to get an oil change and tune up. So when the Filipino girl put it on you, they get crazy. Yeah. And that's what happens. And but at what cost? See, we giving everything in the kitchen sink for it. And that's the thing. I was going to make a video. I just didn't want to do it because I was going to have to get too deep and might hurt some people's feelings. But see, a lot of us, when we come over here, man, we may be overqualified. If you know what I mean. I mean, some of the guys who come to visit me, they've just been outstanding human beings, man. I'm talking about in their country, their careers, and everything, man. The money they got in the bank, the whole 9 yards. And then they come over here and they get locked up with a nice looking woman, but that's it. She's just nice looking. She really doesn't have anything else. And I'm saying, on one hand, since you're already established, you don't need her to be all of that. But on the other hand, it's like, are you settling for less than what you really deserve? Because believe it or not, guys, on the other hand of that, that's what Filipinos, that's what's going around over here, that they're settling for us. We're not really what they want. Okay, but they're going with us because of what we can offer, but they're really lowering their standards. This is what Maryland said, to be with us. So I flipped it over. I said, well, hell, are we lowering our standards? Because some of us, man, we go crazy for just the average ladies, man, that really, they don't deserve all of that we give them. But it's surely a script. And as long as you're going to make the woman your number one reason for being over here, man, you setting yourself up to be played like that. And see, here's exactly what he's saying, see? But there's another side to this, Eric. Because the other side is, okay, I'm already established. I got plenty of money in the bank. I've got a nice pension coming in every month. I just want a companion. I just want somebody to spend the rest of my life with. She doesn't have to meet your standards. See? But it doesn't mean marry him and give everything away to a complete stranger. And see, this is what I'm talking about. This is true. We look at it one way, they look at it as another. When we lay down with them, man, they take that serious over here, man. And you're committed, man. It's hard for you to back out. You're going to make enemies over here. So if you tear up the script, the only way you're going to tear up that script is go to the bars for a little while, man, you know. And I know, you know, because that's all a lot of you guys are coming over here for. You got hot pants syndrome. You know, your pants are so hot, they're on fire. Means you get off the plane, you're ready to take them off. Cool down a little bit, man. Let that get out of your system first, because you're not thinking right. We're not thinking straight. And that's when we get in trouble. Because they're going to throw it on you. That's part of the strip. That's part of the script, guys. They're going to throw it on you any way you want it, any time you want it, anywhere you want it. That's part of the script. And you're going to be done. Then she's going to be talking about getting married, coming back to your country and all of that. You'll be like, hell, I just met you. Yeah, the hamster wheel, man. I tell you, man, change of life is a want. Yeah. And he says our Western indoctrination when it comes to dating makes for a difficult transition. It takes a while to get, it's easy to get acclimated over here because, you know, especially if you English speaking, all, you know, the people are warm, they welcome you, everything. But we bring America, we bring England with us, we bring France with us, and it takes a while to put those places back to where they belong. It's a whole different way of thinking. And he's talking this indoctrination. He's saying it takes a long time to get rid of it over here. You thinking that everything works the same way here as it does at home, and it gets us in trouble on all levels, man. On all levels, especially dating. He said, what do you think of being? Well, that's your thing, man. You know, they're human beings too. I've got a friend, and they really become my friends because they treat me like they're my friends. His name is Mark, and her name is Julia. When I first met him, I promise you, I didn't know that Julia was a lady boy. Okay. It was only when we went out to dinner and she was sitting next to Marilyn. Did I say, hold on now, because she was so much bigger than Marilyn. But for the first couple of times I saw Julia, I never knew. Okay. And it didn't matter to me, though. He told me, though, but that was after I figured it out. He said, you know, I normally don't tell people this. I let them figure it out on their own, but Julia's a lady boy. And I said, I don't care. You know, because they were just as nice and we had a great time. Not only that night, but we went out again. So it don't matter to me, man. So yeah. And there's a lot over here. And there's a lot of foreigners that are with lady boys over here. If that's your thing. I mean, our problem is our man's is always in the bedroom. We don't realize hell there's 23 other hours in the day. And people, you know, they're just human beings as far as I'm concerned. I'm not into, I like women. Alexander Neverman said, that's the real of the real, what you said, Cal. Belize and Evans said, Calvin, when will Dana be back on the channel? I wanted to ask him when the flight ticket will start to drop. A lot of people are flying now. I would see the guy Oliver here now. He paid $2,500 for his, but he bought it right away. He didn't. I usually buy my ticket about 2 months out. If you can do that, if you can afford to do that, try to do that. And just, mess around with the dates in there. He says, Cal, do you have a gym membership? No, but there's a gym here, and it comes with a personal trainer. You can go there on a daily basis, 25 pesos, which is about less. It's about 40 cents now. Or you can pay 400 pesos per month, which is about $7 and something now, with the dollar being 56.12. Yeah, I'm getting a lot better with this Butcher one, but I gave myself a year. I'm about 4 months in. It's like anything else, anybody's ever either went on a serious diet or started to work out. For a long time, it seems like you're not making any progress. Then one day, it's like, boom, you kick the door down. You can see all your work come together. I think that's where I am. But I'm just going to keep going. I'm not going to stop, because that's what happens. A lot of people, they say, oh, hell, I've been on a diet, this no sugar diet for 30 days. I look the same. Not realizing that the 31st day is the day where you're going to see the results. You got to keep going. And that's just where I am right now. Okay, he says, I don't know what does that ROTF stand for, guys? He said, when you said side by side, you know that she was so much bigger than Marilyn. Yeah, a whole lot bigger. And then I was like, oh, something ain't right here. And I just started noticing. But I'm gonna tell you something. If Julia would never have sat down by Marilyn, I would have never known. And that's a compliment to Julia. I mean, when I first saw them, okay, they were supposed to have met me at Center Mall, but I was on my bike. I ended up meeting them near a sorry store, and Julia was holding the dog, had a halter top on, some flared pants, and it looked like a nice looking woman, and Mark was over here on the sidewalk, and we talked. I said, hey, what y'all doing for dinner tonight? And then when they pulled up, we were already there. We're looking, and she got these short shorts. I was like, yeah, he got a nice looking woman, right? It's what I'm thinking in my mind. It was only, and they come through, just looking like a normal couple. And when she sat by Marilyn, that's when I said, yeah, something ain't right. Okay, rolling on the floor. I didn't know what that meant either. Yeah, I didn't know what that meant. Remember, I'm from the old school, guys. Okay, he says, can you renew your driver's license online in most states now? I'm not for sure. That would be something I need to look up, though, because my license is going to expire soon. And then in my home country, in Kentucky, I got to go through the whole damn thing all over again. I know I certainly got to take the written test again. Hey, Brad Hansen said, I love the channel, Cal. So much wisdom, brother. I had a friend plan to meet a Filipino online and bring her back to the U.S. I told him, why not just meet someone there and live there and get out of the matrix? Yeah. Again, I asked the question, why are we so in a hurry to get married to Filipinos, guys? They're not going anywhere. They can't go anywhere. You can come back and forth 20 times, man. They're still going to be here. But for some reason, because that's the question I asked James, because James, he came over here and got married within 2 weeks. He doesn't know the lady. He said, well, we chatted online for 2 years. I said, man, that's nothing. You really have to, you got to come over and be boots on the ground, man, because you may not like the way she eats. They're going to do some stuff over here that you're not going to like after a while, but it's too late. You married her. Her feet might stink. You can't smell a woman online. It's a lot of stuff you can't tell online because some of the nice looking women over here, you see their feet, man, their feet look like claws. I ain't gonna lie, man. It was a woman, I'm not gonna say her name, but I helped her and her daughter. And she's a nice looking woman. And she was sitting on my couch before we moved over here. And I looked down at her feet, man. I was like, wow, what in the world happened to you? You know, it took everything in me not to burst out laughing. But it's just how it is. But you can't see a woman's feet online. You got to get over here, guys. Yeah, you can't smell a woman online, guys, you know. And then you stuck with her, though. This guy's even getting married online. Somebody make that make sense to me. They want to get over here that bad. They're marrying women online. Y'all don't know, man. You know, it's easy to get married. I told you that's one of the 7 reasons why I won't get married again. It's easy to get married. My marriage license cost me $5 in Kentucky. But you try to get that divorce, you got to get a damn lawyer and then all that paperwork. Yeah. Gene was worse than Calvin. Some American men are just so thirsty. Is there anything beyond thirsty? Because that's what they are, man. It was cringy when I had them true ladies on here. And I'm so glad that they got the hang of it. And now they're doing their own live streams. People are watching the channels now because you guys were going to get my channel in trouble. I mean, y'all went crazy over them women, man. I was like, if you're going to go crazy over these women, imagine what's going to happen when you get over here and you really see what's over here. I'm gonna tell you, man. I was chatting with Rudy today. He says, "How's your?" Rudy told me he was busy. Let me see if he responded. Yeah. He's been real busy. You know, Rudy is a tech guy at the college that he works for, and he's been rebooting that whole system. Yeah, you're right. It's a deal breaker for me too. Our Rudy, he never responded. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, he said gross piece of deal breaker. Yeah, you're right. Well, somebody helped me, but I saw the potential early, especially when I saw Jim first. I said, all they need is a little push out there. But I had no idea she had those other 3 with her, and they worked so good together. They were stars already. They just hadn't been discovered, man. But yeah, I'm glad that they're out there. TJ Johnson, thanks for the super chat. He said, some of y'all was ready to spend a plane ticket worth in super chats on some women averaging over 30 that you're not going to meet. He said, couldn't be me. Yeah, it was just kind of strange, man, that we've been talking about this kind of stuff for 2 years. And then you get 4, basically. This is not put down. You know, they're average women really over here on Filipino standards. You know, but they look good together. They work good together, but they're really nothing to write home about. And I couldn't believe it. But now Jim, that's a different story. She's the real deal, man. And my homeboy who introduced me to her, you know, I'm thinking to myself, this must be a red flag here, because why would you just, you know, put this to the side like that and keep going? Because she checked all the boxes, man, when I saw her. But I'm thinking to myself, well, something must be there for him to, you know, because he only spent like maybe a day or 2 with her, and then he went on about his business. It's none of my business. I didn't ask him why or anything, but I'm just trained to look at stuff like that. And it just didn't make sense to me. Because I was like, this is the type of woman men come over here and marry. And one of y'all will marry her. See, and that's why when guys, tried to troll me about when I made that video, bar girls make some of the best wives over here. The point I was trying to make is you don't know the difference between a bar girl and a regular Filipina. At the end of the day, they're Filipinas. Once they come out of that bar, put on regular clothes, you can't tell the difference. As a matter of fact, a lot of us have married bar girls. She's not going to tell you. And not that Jim and them were bar girls, even though they worked in a bar, a different kind of bar. They were bar girls. And you guys wouldn't marry. They look too good. Men, it's going to play right to our nature. You're not going to sit there and do a background check. Okay? Like a lot of you guys talk about you're going to do over there, because some of the guys who come on here and give me the most hell melted like butter to these women. So don't give me that crap about, oh, you wouldn't marry a bar girl. You're a damn lie. Some of the nicest looking women over here work in a bar for whatever reason. Hey, Lynn, San Diego 102. Thanks. Welcome to the Super Chat. Yeah, I mean, some women can look so good that you ain't gonna care what her background is. You're not gonna check. We don't even check that deep. We believe everything they say. For sure, it says, it's been a while since I've been out. Whatever happened to Buck? I don't know. Guys, they go from channel to channel and stuff like that. They're not employees of man. I don't know. It is a group of guys out there, brothers, by the way, who got it out for me. And he's part of that little clique, I guess. I don't know. I really don't know. You got to ask them, but yeah. Yeah, that box. You know what's crazy about that? What I didn't like about that Lynn San Diego 102 is the light kept going in and out. I don't know why that does that. That only does that when I do a ballot buy-in box. He said they'll do a dick ground check. No, some of you guys are so lonely, you're so thirsty, you're so desperate that I'm glad I made my channel. Maybe I can just stop you, just slow you down just a little bit so you don't ruin your life over here. You don't have to ruin your life over here to come over here and have a good time and meet a nice lady. Yeah, you're right. And I appreciate that. But that's not what I'm saying. I ain't even talking about the ones that were giving money. I'm just talking about the minute I put 4 just decent looking women on the line online, you guys went nuts. The point is, don't you know there's some women over here that are just gonna knock you dead when you see them. So my point is, if you're gonna go crazy over those women, what are you gonna do when you really get over here? Jonathan S. says, I told them that they were all being thirsty and to stop talking amongst each other and ask the girls questions. So I started asking the girls questions for all the fellas. Thanks, Cal. And I'm glad I could help them because they've got potential. They've got the opportunity. They work so well together. And they got all that personality going on, bouncing off each other. They're bubbly. They're funny, man. And, they are attractive. But you guys just you co-signed my video that I did. That everybody made a big deal about. Oh, these bar girls, they're ruined, and they'll never be normal. You don't know the difference between a bar girl and a real girl over here. Anywhere, really. Because regular women are wearing tattoos over here now. Globalismo black man said, Cal, Sunshine, you're dropping jewels for the newbies in the Philippines. They're going to see some Miss Philippines type of chicks that are bar girls. Yeah, they are. And I'm telling the truth. And it's not going to matter to them. You're not going to ask the woman. Who would ask the woman, have you ever worked in a bar before? That's a death sentence right there. Even if you did, if you had just a small chance of getting to first base with her, you done cut it off now. See, you're not going to ask her that. You're going to do the same thing you did when you saw the true girls. You're going to lose your damn man. Well, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that for us. They're a little bit higher than that. I'm just saying that y'all failed your first test, guys. That's what I'm saying. You flunked. F's. A lot of you guys received an F on that, on the Sunshine Shoulders final exam. Because the Philippines is open now. No, that's not what I'm saying. She says, I think bar girls are kind of hard. Those 4 girls you had on were kind of sweet. You might have to spend some time with her to find out the truth. Yeah, I'm just saying that you don't know a bar girl from a normal girl. It's just hard to tell the difference because we're only looking on the outside, Lynn. We're not looking on the inside. Trust me. We wouldn't have cared what those girls done for a living, what those true girls done for a living. These guys didn't ask. They pulled out their wallet, their tongues were dragging the ground, and they flunked the test. Something I've been talking about for 2 years. They did everything that I said not to do. Yeah, they flunked the first test. He said, yeah, they did. The thirst is real. Yeah, they I saw the potential when I first met her. I was like, I know what guys is looking for. And I told her, I said, even if you could feed the fantasy of a lot of guys who are never going to make it over here, she's not the first. They wouldn't be the first ones who do it. Don't you know there's a video that's probably got 1 million views by now? I don't even know if the young lady's even making videos anymore, but I think it was a short girl from the province or something. She made a video. The whole video was her and 3 of her friends in bikinis just splashing water somewhere down in Dumaguete or somewhere. There was no message. There was no vlog. That was the vlog. And I mean, that thing had like 200,000 the first day or something crazy. It just had some crazy numbers. And when I saw her, that's what I thought. I said, well, I met her first, and then I went on her video, and I said, they're wearing bikinis already. The thing is, it would have took them forever to be discovered. I just helped them get discovered because YouTube would have never put them in front of you yet. YouTube only puts those certain videos in front of you when they get a certain following behind them. I just speeded up the process by inviting them on my channel because I already saw what it was. I said, well, hell, they're not doing anything different than all those other women in Dumaguete. So I said, we need some people from different parts of the Philippines, so hell, if you're going to shake your money maker anyway, that's all I was saying. And I said, and then if you put some information behind it, talk about real life in the Philippines, the struggles, what you consider a success, talk about relationships, cost of living, safety, healthcare, you're going to make it. But once I push them out there, it's up to them to keep it going. And they've been doing pretty good. Yeah, they need moderators. See, they don't have moderators yet. Because that's the only thing I regret is people are going to kind of link them to me. And you know how much hate I get on here. And I'm afraid that they're going to go after those innocent girls. They're innocent, man. And if any of you trolls are watching now, those girls are innocent, man. They don't know anything about YouTube or nothing like that. They're trying to earn a living, man. They got children and stuff like that. Noble Hunt says there are sports TV packages available over there. What's that stick they call it? The Fire Stick works over here. And yeah, so you would be able to, watch the channels that you watch in America. King Arthur said, Cal, some of these guys need to watch Pornhub first and get it out of their system before they chat with the True Crew. Yeah, and this is what I'm saying about, see, people will bash you for saying something like that, but it's true. You really need to get a lot of that craziness out of your system before you come over here. Are you going to be putty in some woman's hands? And I see it all the time. You're not going to stand a chance over here, guys. These young women over here, it's too much all at once. If they blow your man on the damn screen, what do you think they're going to do when you get over here in public, guys? You need to get that stuff out of your head before you get over here. If not, man, trust me, you ain't got a chance. You don't have a chance. Juwan Wood says, I want to make a movie about the thirst trap the guys fall into. I was talking to Alva today. I said, don't you know that Filipinos know 10 times more about you than you know about them? We're not trying to get to know about them. All we want to do is just look at them. Their looks alone is enough for us. Yet they know everything about you. They know what you want. And they know everything about you. And they know just how to play you, just how to get you. Imagine if we could get that smart. Imagine if we could flip the script. It'd be a whole lot better relationships over here. The risk factor would go way down. But we don't want no help. We don't want no help. D. Gresso. So, Calvin, what was your dislike of American women drove you to the Philippines? It really wasn't American women that drove me here. That wasn't what drove me here. It was the rat race that drove me here, and that hamster wheel that drove me here. It wasn't the women. But let me be honest, I wasn't going to get the quality of woman here, there, that I have here. All I was attracting was Big Shirley types, okay? And I just got tired of Big Shirley over there. Let's just be honest, man. That's all I was really attracting. I just didn't want, I was going through the midlife transition, man, and I didn't want an old woman. And at the time I was 45. I didn't want a 45-year-old woman. I wanted a 25-year-old woman. But I didn't even know that was waiting for me over here. I didn't come over here for a woman. But when I came over here and I saw what was waiting, all that changed. It wasn't even me that, it was a Filipino that put me up on the game. I was dating a 41-year-old Filipino over here the first time I came. I was 45, she was 41. Hell, I was doing good. She was sexy, she was beautiful. But she told me, she said, most foreigners that come over here date young women. They don't date old women like me. And I was like, well, what are you talking about? I knew nothing about the Philippines. I knew nothing about what was going on over here. I went back home after 2 weeks, got back online, and every 20, 25-year-old woman that I contacted me back, and then I was hooked after that. But no, you know, in the West, period, we're just too infatuated. We're too concerned with looks. Okay, we're too concerned with looks. We're not concerned enough with character. See, the leaders, here's one thing women don't realize over there. The rich men of tomorrow, the great men of tomorrow, they're probably broke right now, walking around right past these women all day long. They don't get any attention. They only get attention once they reach that level that they're destined to reach. This is what I don't like about American society. We can't recognize the greatness in people. We're always looking at the money, what they look like, their stature in society. So we miss out on a lot. And that's what it is with me. They walk past a great man every damn day because I didn't have the money. I didn't have the looks and all of that. But I did have the character. See? But no, it wasn't American women that drove me over here. It was that lifestyle over there, that rat race. Going to work, paying the bills. Like, no, go to work, come home, go to sleep, get up and do it all over again, pay the bills. That was it. I don't care if you're earning $20 an hour, 18 of it is going to the rat race. That other $2 an hour is probably what you left to spend with, unless you're running up a credit card bill. Yeah, I understand. I understand, Seabreeze, 100%. What's making them go crazy? That's why I'm telling them about it. So that it won't go crazy, they can just enjoy it. You can enjoy it without going crazy, without ruining your life. But we're ruining our lives, man. You know, as much as I love James, he's made a big mistake, man. He don't know who he married. Excuse me. From his own admission, he went 2 years without a woman. Then he comes over here, the woman bends over backwards for him. Of course he's going to marry her. Now what? Did you know that, okay, she's got 2 kids. You're responsible for them for 10 years when you bring them to America, by the way. And you better not try to discipline them or say anything to them, even they in your house. They don't know nothing. We don't know anything about the process, which in too much of a hurry. Yeah, Big Shirley. Yeah, no, I'm serious. You know, a lot of people watching this right now are dealing with Big Shirleys because our low self-esteem, you know, we've gotten old and America says, well, you know, you're at the bottom of the damn scrap heap. So, you know, Big Shirley. So we sneaking with Big Shirley. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If that's what you want to do, this is what I've already said earlier in the live stream. Eric TT. He said, but Calvin, some people don't care. Some people like multiple women at one time. Some people ain't looking for dating. They looking to smash multiple women a week right from the bars. Yeah, we call them sex pets. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you want to do. We call them Johns. And your money, will go a lot further here. You get more for your money over here. She says, LOL, Big Shirley types. Now you have someone you enjoy and vice versa. Yeah, but you don't want to be seen out in public with Big Shirley. But the minute it gets dark, you going over there for that nice meal and, and that roll in the bed. You're going to. But then when the love making's over with, you don't want nothing to do with Big Shirley. She tries to invite you to the family reunions and everything like that. You don't want to be seen in public with Big Shirley. And after a while, Big Shirley realizes that and she gets mad. And she confronts you about it. And y'all usually end up breaking up. Mike says, Big Shirley are everywhere I live. I'm turned off by them completely. Yeah. But see, they're aggressive too because they know that your choices are limited. So then when you're at the club, as the night goes on, there's nothing on the dance floor but Big Shirley's. Because they know these guys, it's almost time to go home. Reality kicks in. You're not going home with the nice looking woman over there. It's either Big Shirley or nothing. And you weigh it up. You said, I'm tired of nothing. Come on, Big Shirley. And you go through the drive. She said, well, let's go to Waffle House. You all embarrassed. So you you say, does Waffle House got a drive-through? No, Waffle House don't have a drive-through. Yeah, ain't no little Shirley's. He says, well, little Shirley's over here waiting for you, brother. Yeah. Little Charlene. Yeah, no, I'm serious though. San Diego 102. That's all I was attracting. Big Shirley's love me. I don't know why, but they do. And they really love me. Yeah, he said bubble guts. And you're gonna notice, they always cute in the face, big in the waist. They're some of the most beautiful women on the planet, but man, I can't deal with them. Okay, Eric, he said in America, 9s and 10s are monetized. 8s are usually married, taking 6s and 7s are for the streets. Hell no. You be lucky, man. Hell, if you can get a nice 6 or 7 in America, you better get it. But that's the problem. We're not getting no 6s and 7s in America, man. As you get older, what do we do with old stuff in America? We throw it away. We replace it. We get rid of it. They want you to sit down somewhere and be a grandfather and see, I'm 59. Y'all laugh if I show you the lady who I took to the prom. And she's a nice woman. She was beautiful then, but hell, she's Big Shirley now. And I'm like, nah, I don't want that, man. I'm sorry. Anybody wants to counsel me, I get mad at me for just being honest. Yeah, we've all been there. Yeah, Jeffrey, and a lot of the guys watching now, they're living with Big Shirley. Big Shirley's making a grocery run right now. What time is it? She's making one of them late grocery runs, beer runs, weed runs, because they have to pay us to keep us around. So, yeah, what time you going to be back? Message me when you're on your way back, because y'all watching me now. Big Shirley's on one of them late grocery runs. And the minute y'all hear the car pull up, y'all gonna get off here. That's why the number went from 360 to 343 real quick. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he said Calvin ain't never lied. Yeah, you know I'm not lying, man. Yeah, she's making a grocery run, Jeffrey. But yeah, um, we ashamed, because Big Shirley's pay you though. Brown Chapman said, Calvin, I remember a guy made a comment talking tough about what he wouldn't do for a lady in the Philippines, and you told him that all that tough talk go out the window after that tune-up. Yeah, and a lot of the guys that were talking like that, they're not on here today. They must have saw my video when I talked about them. They went crazy over the True Channel. Some of them, I couldn't believe it. I said, these are the tough guys. These are the men going their own way. I can do without women. I'm going to be by myself. But hell, they saw the true women. They lost their man. Yeah, I ain't going to lie. Y'all know Big Shirley pays good. Yeah, Ain't Patterson. Yeah, she's on one of them right now. My numbers are going to go way down after a while because it's almost 12 o'clock over there. That's Big Shirley time. Because I used to, boy, I tell you, I made Big Shirley mad so many times because once I hit it, I'm out of there. Ain't no cuddling. There's none of that, Shirley. I'm sorry. The food's over, the weed's gone, the beer's gone, and I'm gone. That's a fact. And boy, she get mad. But they'll forgive you after 2 or 3 days. They be lonely in there. Yeah, they are fun, believe it or not. He said Big Shirley got them chili cheese fries. Because I'm going to tell you, when I was out there in the street, man, I loved the Big Shirley. Because I didn't have no money. I was spending all my money with the dope man. I couldn't go home because my wife had unlocked the door. And hell, I hang out with Big Shirley, boy. I knew I could get a meal. No, I'm sorry, dude. Let me tell you, he said you date your wage. Your wage has you in position to date Big Shirley. No. You better ask somebody. I was one of the most successful insurance agents, not only in Kentucky, but in the country, dude. You better ask somebody. In 2010, when I first started coming over in the Philippines, I worked 3 months. Marilyn didn't believe me when I told her this. I had to show her. I worked 3 months, and I didn't even work really 3 months the whole year, and earned over 15 million pesos, which is about $270,000. Now I had the money. It's just that evidently it wasn't enough money. And I don't like women to smoke. I don't like women to drink. I don't like any of that. But no, I'm sorry, dude. I was considered rich. Anybody on here watching right now, if you ever earned, there's a reason why they put a certain tax. You know, that they start taxing you at like 250,000 because that's a lot of money over there. But we always talking in terms of millions, and we hear these athletes and entertainers and the Elon Musk. You don't think 250,000 a year is a lot of money? You better think again. It's a lot of money, dude. That's over $20,000 every month. Okay, that's a lot of money. And I was living it up, man, but I was still attracting Big Shirleys, or they wasn't the women that I wanted. When I came to the Philippines, that's the kind of money I had. I spent not the first time, but about the second or third time I came here, I had $20,000. I had 1 million pesos. I spent 7,000 of it. But, we're just talking reality, guys. We're just talking that some of the reasons why men come over. He asked the question, what was it about American women that drove me to the Philippines? It wasn't American women. It was the lifestyle I was living. I was killing myself. I had everything I thought I wanted in life, but I wasn't happy. I said, it has to be more to it than this. See, that's where I was in my life. I was at that midlife crisis, what they call it, that uh what's it called? Existential crisis, where you start, wondering about everything, life and death. And I knew I had more years behind me than I had in front of me, man. I was freaking out, man. I had to get out of there. But no, I wasn't dating my wage. America, I don't care. Some of the guys who didn't have nothing, the nice looking men, we're too concerned with looks, guys. There's men over there in America right now, ain't got a damn dime, but they look good. So they got the nice looking women. This is what I was telling him. That's one of the things. Yeah. Existential. Yeah. See, that's where I was. It wasn't about no, woman. But yeah, that's where I was, Lynn, San Diego 102. I wasn't dating my ways. You got guys over there who ain't got a damn pot to piss in, and they got the finest women because they look good. We're too, concerned with looks over there. That's one of the things I don't like. Looks, money, and stature. The character don't mean nothing over there. But it means something over here. And it's relevant. The guy says, oh, because we think we're rich. No, we don't think we're rich over here. We didn't make the rules. I have nothing to do with the Filipino government or the Filipino economy. I'm only 59 years old. This country's thousands and thousands of years old. I mean, you guys kill me when you try to blame it on us because we found a better way to live. And now y'all trying to blame us and make excuses and down us. Well, you can if you want to. Now, this may be more like it. He said you date your looks. That may be more closer to the truth in America than you date your ways. Now, you don't date your ways. Maybe your looks, yeah. If you're ugly, you need money. Luckily, the dollar's strong in the Philippines. That's right. But what difference does it make if I'm in America or if I'm in the Philippines? You want to know the difference? If money it takes a whole lot more money to live the way I want to live in America than it does here. If I went back to America, I'd have to go to work. Even before my YouTube channel, I was living good over here on about $1,500 every month. I wasn't worried about all that other stuff. I didn't have to have a new Cadillac or Mercedes or anything, a big 80-screen TV. I wanted to be happy. Okay, and now I am. I have more money than bills. People don't bother me over here. Don't you know I was stopped? I was telling these guys on this interview the other day. I might have told y'all. I was riding my bike and, the police stopped me right up here on this main road. And I said, oh, okay, here they go. You know what the man did? He pulled out his card. He said, I just wanted to let you know, if you ever have any problems, anybody bothers you, anybody harass you, you call this number. Gave me that card, got back in his truck and left, man. See, that's why I'm over here. See? Okay? Yeah. This is true right here. Okay. I saw something the other day I was reading. And the guy says, guys, you cannot satisfy a woman over there. He said, God gave her eyebrows. She shaved them off and made her own. He gave her breasts. She fashioned her own. Gave her buttocks. She fashioned her own. Nails. She cut them off and made her own. He said, if God can't satisfy the woman in America, what makes you think you can? And see, that's where we are over there right now. There's nothing you can do for those women over there, man. I took my American wife from absolutely nothing. Took her from the mud, man. Took her to a level of living she never even dreamed about. And all she gave me was hell after that. Yeah, it says Calvin. Yeah, a lot of these women in America would date a dead man as long as he looks good. But that only lasts for so long. Absolutely. They'll see. They'll come home from work, a hard day at work, and he's laying on the couch looking at ESPN or playing PlayStation. And, that'll be enough of that. See? But the same thing over here, the same thing can happen over here. When you come over here, when you're bringing our everything to the table, and then you come home, well, you come back from playing tennis or whatever it is, and the house is dirty. There's no food on the table. Okay? But she's sitting there in a G-string bikini, as if that's supposed to mean something. See, it can work both ways. That's why I say it took me a long time. I paid a high price to finally be in a relationship where it's not like this yet. But it's it's leveling off, man, because my first two relationships really didn't have a chance for real. When you think about it. When the dust settled, when the dust settled, we had no business to being together. Now, with Marilyn, she's a lot more mature. She's a lot more intelligent. And she will get out there and get it herself. Could she build a house like this? No, but could she take care of her and her kids? Absolutely. See, so that's why things is kind of like balancing itself out. And she's not some teeny bopper. She's 40. He says, Eric Powell says, rule number 2, never raise a woman's living standards much higher than what she's used to. And that's a big mistake we make here. That's the big mistake we make here. And we do it so fast. We don't give, and then we sit back and say, oh, well, you don't appreciate what I did. Well, hell, you didn't give the woman time to appreciate it. You took her from 0 to 100 so fast, she didn't know what hit her. So we don't give them time to appreciate it. If I could give anybody some advice, I would say, take it slow. You know the kind of money you got. You know where you eventually want to be over here or wherever you are. If you come over here and you with the woman, I say start it out slow, not only with your relationship with her, but also with the finances, with the lifestyle. If she's living in the squatter area, then move her into a 1-bedroom apartment with no air conditioning, still with the fan and all of that. Then it's levels to this, guys, but we don't do that. We come over, we take them from 0 to 100, and then all these women, they don't appreciate us. Not, well, you do it to yourself. Let's see. He says, Lynn, at Cali Lynn 102, well, I'm around Calvin's age, but if you see me, I look like I'm 30 years old. I don't have children, but I was married for 4 years. I look for character first. Looks is important for a man. And that's what we're going to look for first. So when all these guys always come over here and talking about, well, your woman, is she educated? Is she a professional? It's foolishness, guys. The first thing that you're looking for is the looks. It's just our nature. We're hunters. Yeah, buy her another pair of sandals. Okay, let me tell you something. I tell this story all the time, and it's true. If you don't believe me, okay. When I first took my wife to the United States and she got her first job, you know, one of the first, well, actually, the very first thing she bought was a Michael Kors purse, one of them big ones that looked like sort of like a shopping bag can. She paid almost $400 for this thing, right? And then next thing you know, I was like, well, she quit. She wasn't even wearing it. She wasn't even carrying it. So we ended up coming to the Philippines to visit her family. Don't you know she had this thing folded up in the suitcase, which I didn't know. It was only later during the trip over here. I go upstairs over mother's house, and the mother's got clothes in the damn thing. She's using it as a storage. You know how they got plastic bags and stuff over here for storing clothes and different things like that. See, this is what happens. You can't do it right away like that. We'll take them right from the squatters area and put them in condominium in Moncton, Newtown. Doesn't say she don't deserve it, but you're doing it too quick. And then next thing you know, you come home and the floor is flooded because she don't know how to run the wash machine or something like that, you know. You said they want a real man, but they have everything fake about them. Yeah. Well, it's all about money, really. But, you know, guys always want to get on here and they want to bash us because we found a combination that works for us, where our money's stronger, you know, we're stronger as men. There was a guy that came on here, he couldn't have said it any clearer. He said in America it's a threesome. It's the man, the woman, and the government. See, the woman knows she's got the government over there no matter what. Whether if you leave, she can go on welfare, or if y'all split up, the government's going to give her half your stuff. Well, in the Philippines, there is no threesome. It's just her and the man. So the man's role is still important over here. I mean, he made that really clear. And that's really true as it is over. So they still respect you over here because they know how important you are to the family. That's the big difference, really. Over there, they don't respect you because they really don't need you. They got the government that's going to take care of them after that. He says, what's about the weather? Is there any issues with the typhoons this year? No, not yet. It's not typhoon season yet. And when the Philippines has about 20 typhoons every year, but it's mostly in those same areas. Remember, central Luzon and the eastern Visayas region. So when the central Luzon, Bicol, up in that area, eastern Visayas, you're talking about Samar, you're talking about Bilaran, Lady. Those are the ones that really get hit hard every single year, year after year. The typhoon that we experienced in December was the first one in this area that actually hit us. Was the first one in 25 years or more. Yes, see, it's always daddy government to the rescue. See, because here's what my ex-wife told me, my American ex-wife. She says, yeah, this is her words, not mine. I'm going to let the white man destroy you, she said. You know, because that's what she said. So she's talking about the government, you know, with child support, alimony, and all that. See, she knew that she had this battering ram on her side. So why should she respect me? She was going to get half of what I had anyway. But over here, it's different. That's why when you see the lowest man on the totem pole over here, it gets big respect. The petty cab driver on up, man, because they know how important It reminds me of before the government got involved in our lives over there. When I was little, and my mother would do the same thing for my father. He ate first. My mother treated my father like a king because he was our last hope. If he didn't do it, wasn't nobody going to do it. He was the golden goose. See? And over here, the man is like the golden goose. He's still important over here. And I think a lot of guys like that. But it takes a while for you to get into that mode. When she first meets you, you're not going to be in that mode right away. She's not going to fall in love with you the first time y'all meet like you're going to fall in love. It's going to take a while. She's going to have to get to trust you first. Well, I heard that I heard her, one of my daughters told me they heard her over saying that, hell, if I'd have knew I had to put up with this, I'd have stayed with my husband, talking about me. But yeah, see, that's another thing. And women even do it over here, guys. You know, in their mind, they can always get another man, okay? But really what they're getting is another body. If you're really a great man, like a lot of us are, we're not easy to replace. Can you put another body in the bed? Yeah, you can put another body. But is he going to give you the life? Is he going to treat you the way that I did? With respect? Is he going to take care of you like I did? See? And this is what they find out much too late. Yeah, you know, and they'll parade him out there to make you jealous and make you mad. And it's all about revenge. And, you know, I'm going to get even with you. But when all the dust settles and all that calms down, they're sick. They said, hey, I should have made that work. He says, thanks, Calvin. One more question. Are you looking to buy any additional land or other investments while you stay? We are. We're going to let the dust settle, man. I'm telling you, it took everything I had to build the house, the guest house, the fence, and everything. We're letting the dust settle, and then we're going to look for just a small lot, maybe 100 square meters near the ocean somewhere, and just build a little rest house. I mean, a simple rest house, no more than $5,000, but it's going to be different than the guest house. It's going to be more like hollow block and then maybe bamboo, just so we can maybe once a month go there and stay a week, be near the ocean, because I want to be near the ocean. I do for certain things. To access now I got Fifth Third. In order for me to access my bank account online from over here, I needed to get a VPN, because every time I put it in the browser and click enter, it would come up error. So some guy told me, saying, well, get your VPN. I've got Express VPN. I think it only cost me like $12 a month, because I don't want to pay the whole year or something, even though I'm going to use the whole year. And then I did it. Now, yeah, I got access again. So, yeah, on certain things I do. Yeah, and see, this is a great point right here. There's a lot of pandemic love going on here between the Filipina and the foreigner. You know, the pandemic put a whammy on the whole world. But imagine what it did in a place like the Philippines, where it's already tough, man. It's tough over here. Then you put the pandemic, the lockdowns and all that, right? And now you got women online who never would have went online before. You got women doing things that they would have never thought to do. It's the desperation, guys, and we got to watch out for that. You got to see the red flags about that. When they start agreeing to everything too soon, man, that's a red flag, because Filipinos are very conservative for real. Okay. Now they're smart too, but they're very conservative. But man, they moving so fast now. I'm gonna tell you that it would scare me. And ask Marilyn if you think I'm lying. Last night we're laying in bed, and I told her, I said, if I would have been new, if this would be my first time coming to the Philippines in 2022, I'd be real skeptical of dealing with somebody. It's not the same, man. It's not the same. I'd be really, really afraid to come over here and get involved in a relationship. I would. But I didn't know any better then. There was no sunshine shoulders online. I just got on a plane and came over here. I wasn't looking for a woman. I kind of backed into all this that we're all living now. I knew nothing about it. I knew nothing about dating young women. I never knew anything about the cost of living. I never knew anything about how welcomed we are over here and we're put on a pedestal over here. I never knew any of that. I backed into all of that. But knowing everything that I know now and looking at the landscape now and all that's going on with these guys coming over here, it's scary, man. It's a scary landscape over here now. That's why I tell you, I'm not telling you because I'm some guru. I'm telling you what I'm seeing. We got to take our time, man. You got to slow down, guys, over here. You got to make sure she's who she says she is. You're bringing too much to the table just to settle for this riffraff that we're settling for. That's all I'm saying. That's really the last thing I'll say today, guys, but it's true. It's a scary, scary landscape over here with this dating right now. That if I came over here, I wouldn't, right now, man, I'd be scared to death to fool with anybody. I'd go to where I knew, of course, I couldn't even do that because I can't work on the clock. But I'd be more inclined to do that than to get into one of these relationships right away. Because it's too much you have to learn, man. You can't do it on the first time around. But we try to do it on the first time around. What's up, brother? He says, if I come to the Philippines, I ain't chilling with no expats. That's what you say now. But eventually, you'll be begging and pleading for expats. Once you start hearing, once it's Tagalog and Visayan and Chavacano and Ilonggo and all the other 170 dialects over here beat your brain into a pulp, you'll be dying for some real conversation over here. English City. I've never been to English City. Hey, thanks for the super chat, Eric. He says, you got dudes like KC that don't listen to a word you said. Some have to learn the hard way. Yeah, man, let's not fight on here, guys. Everybody, these are grown men on here. They got their own perspective. This is just mine. I just try to help guys avoid, man, the certain pitfalls, man, that's waiting for you over here when you get in a hurry. He said I'd be in Palawan. Yeah, well, that's you're gonna need it. What they speaking? I don't know what they're speaking over there. But it sure ain't English. Excuse me. They can speak English, but they're not gonna speak it. They're in their own country. I don't blame them. 95% of the time, Filipinos are speaking Filipino language. They're Filipinos. You can't expect them to speak English. Yeah, it's still illegal. You can get a what they call it, annulment here, but it's going to cost you. And most of the masses can't afford an annulment, so they'll just split up and go on their own way. The man will start his new family, and the woman will eventually find you or somebody like you to try to help her get out of that marriage with an annulment. One of my tennis buddies, he eventually married a Filipina who was, when he met her, she was married. They went through a 5-year process of an annulment. And they got married. And I can honestly say, I went to their wedding, man. They've been together over 5 years. They seem like they're newlyweds or something. And that's the type of thing you see over here. A lot of times, just because a Filipina has children or she's been married, you got to understand the pressures that they go through over here and the culture and everything. A lot of times they just make the wrong decision. They make the wrong choice. It doesn't make them a bad person. And then you can still come over here and find your soulmate, because many of us do. What's up, Rich Free? He said, salute back, man. Yeah, I got to get off here, guys. Thank y'all so much. It's Sunday. We go to the grocery store today. Plus, I got company over here. It's the third guy, actually, the fourth guy that's been in the guest house. I want to thank Robert White. You know, the guy that was on here. He's got 15 children and 10 baby mamas. He signed the wall. He says, 15 beautiful children and 10 baby mamas. And he signed his name, Robert White. But yeah, Oliver, he's from Trinidad from Florida by way of Trinidad. Hey, what's up, Franz? Thanks for that super chat, man. He says, Brother Calvin, this dude is going to have a rude awakening if you're staying for a long term. You'll definitely need some good expat friends. Absolutely. See, that's what I'm saying. You definitely going to need that. That's a definite. And anybody that thinks you're going to come over here and not want to deal with other expats, that's what my channel, the main focus is, to build a community. So when we come over here, man, listen, guys, we're walking the walk, though. We're not just talking the talk. We hang out over here. When guys come over here, man, we hang out. And it's a blast, man. You know, to be overseas without all the pressure, without all the stress, and you with a great group of people and having the time of your life, man. You can't even put a price on it. I can't explain it, but it's real. And we'll let Eric TT in the group, because that's a fact. But okay, guys, take care, stay safe, stay COVID free. I'll see y'all next time. But remember, I got to play I got to play this, man. I keep forgetting to do this. Robert White sent me a picture of his new girl. He's got one on the radar in Bacolod. Remember I was telling y'all about them women in Bacolod? Yeah, he's got one, and he can bear witness to what I was telling y'all. Them women in Bacolod, man, they're built, man. If that's what you like. And when you go down in Mindanao. Hey, thanks, Louise.
Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground.